Hey, what's on guys, my name is Brad, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Duel Links video, welcome back to another Duel Links discussion video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 cards from Soul Fusion, the newest, it's not Soul Fusion, it's Savage Strike, the newest booster set in the TCG, and just seeing if they'd be good in Duel Links. Now the set, it was way harder than, Soul Fusion or Saiho to actually go through and decide what cards I think would come to Duel Links at some point. I think I've got a decent list. Let me know your thoughts, comment down below if you've played TCG and you think any of these cards might not be good in Duel Links or might not be a good fit for Duel Links. Let me know if you think there are any others in the set that would be good. I'll leave a link down below to the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki so you can go and read up on those cards as well. So let's start with Unisong tuning, a quick play spell card. Target one tuner in either graveyard and one face-up monster on the field. Banish that tuner in the graveyard, then until the end of this turn. The level of that targeted monster on the field becomes the level of the banished tuner. Also, it is treated as a tuner, and again, you can only activate this once per turn. So immediately, it's very reminiscent of some of the skills we have in Duel Links that let you turn a monster on the field into a tuner or change the level of a monster on the field by revealing a level of a monster in your hand. It's very similar to that, but lets you abuse your opponent's graveyard as well. Tuners in there, and it's just one of those cards that very closely mimics one of the big features of Duel Links, the skill feature, and one that I think would not really see too much play given that synchro decks aren't too popular right now, and I don't think they ever will be. I don't think we'll ever get to a point where a synchro deck will be the main focus of a meta, but still a cool card nonetheless. Then we have a card that supports an archetype that has seen quite a few of its support cards in Duel Links, but definitely will get better over time. So we have Adultery Petting Cessor. That's a mouthful to say. Fairy level 4, 1400 attack and defense. If this card is in your possession, is destroyed by opponent's cards into the graveyard, shove this card into the deck. That's pretty standard for Adulteries. You can only use each effect of the following effects once per turn. If you have no monster in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, so putting her on board for free. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one Adultery monster from your hand or deck except herself, and if you do, reduce its level by 1. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except from Adultery. So clearly this is meaning you summon out Petting Cessor and then you special summon out Adultery Princess, I think it is, or something like that, the level 5, turn her into a level 4, then you go to a rank 4 Xyz, and that's kind of the play you go with here. Obviously in Duel Links, that's kind of not the case. You'd be getting this Adultery to your hand by searching it with Adultery Ticket, I think it is, and then there's not really a lot else to kind of do with her. Like, apart from special summoning that level 5 easier, and very, very quickly, there's no real kind of end game with the Adulteries, especially since that it does lock you out of special summoning for the rest of the turn, because there are no Adultery synchros or fusions as far as I'm aware, so this card would not be great in Duel Links. It would be good for the deck, but it wouldn't be able to access its full potential until later on in the game when we do get Xyz cards, when they probably will give us Adulteries because they've given us so much of it right now, and it would give people an incentive to go back into earlier boxes to get those cards. Moving from Xyz to Synchro, we now have Psychic Tracker. Now, there's two cards we'll talk about here. First of all, Psychic Tracker, a level 3 Earth Psychic, of course, 1600 attack, 600 defense, so pretty good stat line for its level. If you control a level 3 monster other than itself, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense mode. You can only special summon Psychic Tracker once per turn this way, and if it's used as a synchro material, that monster will gain 600 attack points. So that's really good. We don't have any level 3 Psychic tuners in the game, so immediately you can't really abuse this card and go straight into a level 6 Psychic or a level 6 Synchro, but there is a level 6 Synchro in the set that is pretty good. We did just get Hyper Psychic Blaster. This is Hyper Psychic Riser, a level 6 Earth, 2000 attack, 600 defense, so if you used Tracker with it, it becomes 26. Monsters with attack less than this card cannot attack. Also, neither player can activate the effects of face-up monsters on the field with more attack than this card. So if you manage to get this guy out regardless, that then locks your opponent out of monster effects and you as well with attack higher than 2000, which is pretty good in Duel Links. I don't think it really matters because they can just beat over this card very, very easily. But if we're going up against things like Quacky Mirrors, it's kind of good because you summon this guy out and then they have to they summon the Maximus. They can't use Maximus' effect to blow up your back row, and so they're kind of forced to attack into it and then try and trigger one of your back rows. I guess that's the easiest way you can kind of look at this and see benefit from this. If this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, so battle or card effect, You could target one tuner and one non-tuner in your graveyard with the same type and attribute as each other and add them to your hand, and it's a once per turn. So basically, you're getting back all the materials you made Hyper Psychic Riser with if you use 2 level 3s, and then your next turn you can again try and abuse that play to go in for potentially another Psychic Riser or another higher leveled Synchro monster. So a really cool card on the face of it, one that I think would make Psychic decks have a nice little Synchro strategy they don't really have access to right now, and there are definitely Psychic tuners in the game that we haven't got, like, I don't know if we've got Krebons yet, we might do, I'm not too sure. Psychic Commander as well we don't have yet, so when we eventually do get access to those cards, this card will become even better, and that's kind of why I'm saying this is gonna, like, this could be a card to come to Duel Links first, because we don't have those cards and it's not as easy to go into right off the bat. So pretty cool card. Then we have Thunderclap Monk, a level 4 light thunder, 900 attack, 200 defense, so stat line immediately, pretty decent. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control this special summon monster, you contribute this card, negate activation if you do, destroy it. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one thunder monster from your hand in defense mode. You can only use each effect once per turn, so this would work kind of well in batteries right now. In the TCG, you can use it with Thunder Dragons and kind of abuse going to Thunder and Colossus, and which I do not want to ever see in Duel Links, so hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully they don't ruin the game by doing that. But Thunderclap Monk, there isn't really any way other than his own effect to kind of get off his first effect of being able to negate a monster's effect if it was special summoned. So you kind of need to special summon itself out from the hand, and at that point you need 2 in your opening hand, and your opponent would have very easily gotten over Thunderclap Monk anyway, so it's not too powerful of a card, and one I think like on its own wouldn't be a problem. But again, if we were to get things like the Thunder Dragon support, it might be a bit more of an issue, or not really an issue, but a bit more of an enabler for that deck to be a bit degenerate. But still, it's a fun card, one that I think could do quite well coming to Duel Links. You know, maybe like a super rare in a box or something, one that's not going to like shake up the meta, but would be a fun card and a fun strategy to kind of play around with and see how easy you can get access to Thunderclap Monk and how easy you can get access to this turn 1 negate basically. So very nice. And finally, we're going to look at some Neospatian hero cards, because I know I said top 5 cards, but these are 3 cards that, you know, work very well together. And, you know, either way, they could come, all of them could come, none of them could come, and if you play TC, you will know some of these cards very well. So first up we have Neos Fusion. This lets you special summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that lists exactly 2 monsters as material, including element hero Neos, by sending those monsters from your hand, deck, or field, ignoring external conditions, to the graveyard. Then after that, you cannot special summon monsters, so you're just going to get this card out, get this fusion out, and that's about it. Like, that's the last thing you're going to do, and there are some really good candidates for this. Dark Neos is a good one, Air Neos, which we don't have in Duel Links, that's another one. Neos Knight is another really cool one as well, and also has the ability of being able to banish itself from the graveyard. If a fusion monster would be destroyed by a card effect, you can basically make it so it doesn't happen. So Neos Fusion is a card that could see play under the right circumstances, and it would work very well when combined with Brave Neos. Requires Elemental Hero Neos plus a level 4 or lower effect monster, we'll talk about more in a minute. Has the same stat line as Neos, must be fusion summoned, so it would require polymerization. It isn't just sent to the, you don't shuffle them back into the deck like you do with the Neospatian cards. Gains 100 attack for every Neospatian and hero monster in your graveyard, so can potentially get pretty beefy, especially since you are putting 2 in the graveyard kind of automatically, so it becomes 27. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can add 1 spell trap card from your deck to your hand that lists the card Elemental Hero Neos in its text. That's like Wrath of Neos, Reverse of Neos I think it is, and Miracle Fusion, that's another one, Miracle Contact, one of the 2, that is a very good card to kind of use with this, that you can then, on your next turn, if Brave Neos does go to the graveyard, use the cards in your graveyard as actual fusion materials to go in for another Elemental Hero fusion monster. So Brave Neos I think is the more likely card we would get out of all of this stuff, but if you had access to, you know, Neos Fusion and the next card I'm going to talk about, it would kind of be ridiculously broken. So we have Neos Space Connector. Now, I personally don't really want this in Duel Links. It's a card that could come, because in a TCG it's been abused with Gokis and getting out Isolde, and that's kind of its niche in a TCG. So when you normal summon it, you can special summon 1 Neospatial monster or 1 Neos from hand or deck in defense mode. Immediately you say that, you then have your materials for Brave Neos on the board right away. Then you can tribute this card, then target one Neospacian or Neos in your graveyard and special summon in defense mode. So you can pick and choose as to what materials you kind of want to get out on board, what fusion monster you want to go into, and that's where this card is good. It wasn't meant to be abused with the Goki deck with Isolde, but still, or Isolde, that's besides the point. That's not going to happen in Duel Links, just because we're not going to get anything from the Vrain's era, or anything, you know, at least any Link monsters anytime soon. So Neospace Connector, I think, would fit quite well and give a nice boost to the hero deck in that regard. And finally, just because it's come out recently and it's been forever since this card was released in Japan, one honorable mention, Red Rising Dragon. We can't really use it right now. Its second effect, you can't use at all because there are no level 1 resonators to kind of target in your graveyard, so there's no way we're going to get that effect off. But its first effect, being able to, when it's special summoned, target one resonator in your graveyard and special summon it, we have Flare Resonator and one copy of Dark Resonator in the game right now, so that's 2 level 3 tuners you can kind of get access to, and that would be able to make you make a level 9 synchro. But you cannot special summon monster in your extra deck, the turn active effect, except Dark Dragon Synchros, and we don't have any level 9 Dark Dragon Synchros, so right now, Red Rising Dragon wouldn't be as broken as it could be. In the future, it would be, and you know, I highly expect them to make this card a main box UR at some point, because it's a really cool card and one that Jack does have voice lines for in the game, so at some point it probably will come, but not right now, and especially since we don't have any targets for its first effect to kind of make it have that restriction, and then no targets again for its second effect to abuse during the main phase. So right now, we're not going to see it. But that's my top 5 cards of Savage Strike that I think should come to Duel Links at some point. Let me know your thoughts, comment down below. Thanks for watching. Expect more from Savage Strike next week, hopefully. There should be a video on that coming at some point. Depends when a certain product gets in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then.